get into a franchise or do you start your own business? Just what is my next move? And that is hey everyone, what's up? This is Joseph Vergara back with another video. This is Peso Monday, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, where we talk about business ideas, mindset pertaining to the business lifestyle, entrepreneur lifestyle, whether you're in the Philippines or just you're an American, anybody who's interested in business. Usually guys who are like 18 all going up to 40 years old, in that cusp of what do I do with this money that's coming in, and how do I shorten my time from punching a card. If that makes sense to you, kill this guy right here and sub to the channel if you would like. Today I was gonna cover a question that most people face when they're coming into money, have a little money, or just what is my next move? And that is, should you get into a franchise of an established company, or should you start from scratch with your own business? Wait before watching the video. If you make it to the end of the video, I will be announcing the rules to winning 1,000 pesos. I am giving a total of 5,000 pesos. 5 winners, 1,000 apiece. If you are in America, I'll be glad to give you a Amazon gift card or any type of gift card that you need if you're in America, if you win. So stay tuned to the very end of the video, and I'll see you there. Let's just dive right into it. What do you want to do? Franchise or start your own business? I was faced with this many times over. For those of you who are new to the show, I have owned restaurants, I have owned convenience stores, transportation companies, and things like that in the Philippines, not here. Here in America, when I was about 16 years old, 17 years old, I dabbled into a modeling agency. Not me, I'm not a model, but I hired people and I got some money off of that. And I had a wholesale stereo equipment business while I was here, as well as a small grassroots car magazine thing I was starting for a while. But this is back early 2000s. So, maybe I aged myself. I'm almost 40 years old, so that's why. But when you have money, right, when money's starting to come in, or you really want to get into a business, right, bite into entrepreneurship, right? I don't know about you, but me, what's always tickled my brain or took me for a loop is whether I should go into a franchise because there's benefits there, or should I start my own business and start from scratch and see if I can do it on my own, right? I'm going to give you my maybe top 3 reasons why, pros and cons to both sides, because I've been contemplating it for a long period of time. Me personally, I've always gone towards the start my own business side because of pretty much one word, maybe 2 words, but I'll tell you that later. So let's just start with a franchise. Why do people go into franchises, right? And I think the number one reason is many franchises are to a degree established already. In some cases, depending on your budget, they might be household names already. McDonald's, 7-Eleven, in the Philippines, Jollibee, Chowking, all these big top name of franchises, name brands, almost to a degree, it's like instant gold depending on location, right? It's right there. It's the customers are there already. There are benefits to going into a franchise, right? There are a lot of benefits to going to a franchise because they're established, right? That's one, they're established already. 2, they're already back with marketing already, right? I think that's why a lot of royalties come out of and things like that. They're marketing already. They have that marketing budget of maybe buku money for some franchises, and consistency, as in this one looks this way, the next one looks that way, everything looks consistent, almost very cookie cutter. So to the customer, the end user, they can go to any one of these establishments and receive the same treatment or a product or service, essentially. Number 3 is that they're consistent. So you already have the roadmap to succeed because they have scaled up already, right? You already have the the systems in place to metric everything, see what's going good, see what's going bad, and there's accountability because I'm sure there's a general manager and there's other managers, even though you own the franchise, that watch and make sure that that franchise is very healthy. And you know, you have the assistance there, you have the support there. If followed, can be a roadmap to your success, right? That's the key thing here. Mitigating mistakes. So ultimately, everybody wants to become successful. Everybody makes mistakes. Can we mitigate the in between, cut the fluff, and go straight to the road of success? It's not easy sometimes, but if you have the roadmap, you should be straight. You know what I'm saying? So those are my top 3 things on why franchises can be very beneficial. I'm gonna write this down because your boy does everything off the cuff, off my brain, right? So I have to write it down to counterpoint everything. Let me get into some of the cons of being in a franchise, right? I have some associates and stuff who own franchises and stuff, things like that. One of the cons is cost, right? I do have some friends who have a few Jollibees, and it's crazy, right? Like the average cost of startup right now, you know, even Jollibee, even McDonald's, 7-Eleven. I'll put these costs up here right now, like the current costs of what I've done my research on. Maybe not your average family or Filipino or investor might not get into it because of the pure on startup cost, startup capital. But if it's there, money's there for you, then you know that's an option for you. For some, it's not. But then again, there's always low end cost franchises like the like the kiosks and stuff like that. I mean, even Ruby and I were inquiring about getting a kiosk just for Turks, the Turks, the shawarmas. I think it was about $1 million. I forgot. All the lists and stuff is at home in the Philippines. About $1 million pesos. It's at that point in time for me, it was like, there's a lot of money for a kiosk, bro. There's a lot of money for a kiosk. But, to each his own. It's really up to you, right? Number 2, con-wise for me, is control. You are, like I said before, you're in a cookie cutter. You can't be like, you can't own a Jollibee, or you can't own one of these food franchises. I want to make shepherd's pie, bro. It's not gonna happen. You are, but then again, at the same time, let me play devil's advocate. At the same time, there's really no thinking as far as, okay, this is the menu, this is where we buy the headquarters for all our products. This is it. I don't gotta really think. It's sufficient already. Boom. So it's really up to you if you see that as freedom, if they're constricting your freedom. Another con would be royalties. I know, like, different industries, different franchises have different setups, different plans, but usually there's always a royalty, right? So if you're not into paying up the I guess a triangle, or paying up the ladder, then it might not be for you, because at the end of the day, you have to pay royalties. You're using their name, you're using their brand, and a lot of it, I'm sure, a lot of it is not being like, hoarded by your upper management. It's probably used for marketing, for pushing for penetration in that particular market, movements they can do to put down the other competitors. I mean, it's understandable, because if it's just you running a franchise and doing it like that, then it should be fine, right? If you're not an innovator, maybe a franchise is just for you, because everything's laid out for you. Step 1, step 2, step 3, so on and so forth. And I'm telling you, the bigger ones, they probably have a crazy metric system, and that tells you like what you need to do, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and so on and so forth. How I know this? Because I watch the metrics in my company, which is not a franchise, it's a personal business, but the metrics are crazy as far as efficiency, like understanding to the number what are the inefficiencies and efficiencies of your business, and that's very beneficial as well. So let's go on the flip side and get into running your own business, as starting your own business opposed to getting into a franchise. Okay, the top 3 pros are, it's almost like upside down, right? It's almost like upside down. The cost, starting your own business sometimes is not going to cost as much as going into a franchise. Obviously in different industries and stuff like that, right? So if you go into a printing business, you are going to be spending a lot of money, because I looked into it already. Some printers, some vinyl cutters and things like that, over $1,000,000 pesos. But generally speaking, without facing any startup costs or setup fees and things like that from a franchise, you would save a little bit more money starting your own business, right? That's one. Two is that you have full control. It's your business. It's John Smith's bakery or whatever. It is your business. It is your baby. And just like a baby, a real life baby, a baby's a canvas, right? You are nurturing it to let it grow. You're sending it to grade school, kindergarten, all the way to 12th grade. You send it to college, and hopefully after the baby's done graduating, he's gonna give you a little bit of money back, right? It's gonna start paying for you now. And that's the goal of most businessmen. That's the goal of me. Like, can I nurture this one product, grow it to the point where it starts kicking back a little bit towards me? That's my essential goal. So, but the great thing about running your own business is that you run your own business. It's your business. It's yours. You have full control over it. Outside of Uncle Sam, or I don't know what the Uncle Sam equivalent of Filipinos are. I don't know. I'm talking about the BIR, the IRS. You still got to pay them no matter what. Well, everybody's to pay taxes. You know what they say? What's guaranteed? Death and taxes. 1,000%. Number three, there's no royalties. There's no upkeep cost pertaining to paying somebody up the ladder and stuff like that, right? There is no royalties. There is no, hey, you're using my name. No, because it's your business. This is your baby. Once again, you named it. You birthed it. You got to take care of it. You got to pay for everything. This is your baby. So you pay yourself. Royalties would be your profit, pretty much. Take a cut. That's your pay. If you break even the first couple of years, God willing. So let's now go into the cons of running your own business. This is from personal experience. This is from experience I'm getting from my friends who are entrepreneurs as well. And as I said before, it is like the polar opposite of the pros of having a franchise. Number one, franchises are established. If you start your own business, what you'll be facing is you're the new kid on the block. I've faced this before. You are the new guy on the block. Nobody knows you. And a lot of you business people understand this. It takes so much time and effort and money to acquire a customer, and you can lose them in seconds. That's how detrimental it can be, and on how you treat people coming into your establishment, coming into your world, because you're not established. You're a nobody. Okay, let's be honest. You're a nobody. You want to be as optimistic as possible, which is normal. I am too. But in all reality, nobody knows you. So you gotta be. It's a proving ground. First couple of years, not months, years, that people know you, and unless you are coming from a network that you are leaving, and then people like you, and then they can reconsider you, then fine, you have a good pool of starting. But I've started businesses where nobody knew us, and it was hard for the first 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 months. It was hard. I ate a lot of noodles. That's all I ate, right? So it's rough because you are not established. That is the thing that is fighting, I believe, the minds of investors. Like, do I go in something where it's almost like instant pickup money, or do I go into something where it's like I got to start from scratch? And depending on your age and depending on how you feel as an investor, as an entrepreneur, you might not have the appetite or fortitude to deal with the hits, opposed to just understanding, build it, and they will come system type thing, right? Number two, marketing. Aside from paying your employees, aside from paying your rent, aside from the tangible goods that are going out there, on the cost of these goods, of operating the business, the stuff that gets spoiled or just lost in the paperwork, lost in whatever, you still have to market. You still have to find ways, budget-wise, to put your name out there. How are you going to do it? The great thing about being an entrepreneur and running your own business is that you have to be super creative. And if for those of you who are into that, then that might be for you. But understanding that you still have to put a marketing budget in place to get yourself out there. You still have to be super creative, especially if you're tight on income. How am I going to get discovered? Because if I don't have location, and sometimes that doesn't even work, if I don't have the right location, the right product, the right, missing link of whatever business it is, how am I going to drive my sales up, and how am I going to stay consistent and afloat, in this months of trying this new business out and surviving, typically. 3, my last con is the consistency, the marketing, the systems. If you know really nothing about this new venture you're starting, because I mean, I've done businesses where I just started it, thought about it for a couple of, sometimes weeks, and like, you know what, we need some money, let's just start this. Let me just the good and bad about starting your own business, comment on below if you agree with me, is that everything is on the fly, right? Everything is on the fly, because you are creating the systems, that you are laying the foundation through those systems that you can share and replicate in the future. This is your mindset as a business person, right? Like, I'm going to set these systems up so behind me my employees can follow, and if I want to scale up, they can follow this. That is the good and bad of setting up these systems, as far as, accountability measures, this measure, that measure. The problem is that these systems cost money. Not as in you buy a system and then there it is, because these systems create mistakes. These mistakes cost money. So you have to understand, being in a franchise puts you in a position where there's a step-by-step of what needs to be done, what can be done, and what should be done. If you start your own business, it's going to be, boom, I have a business. Okay, what do we do? What is the backup? What is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4? That is my frustration when I started a business. I literally have to start from scratch. I literally have to find certain things, find certain ways to have people accountable. Accountability only happens when issues arise and then you find a solution. Okay, problem. Okay, I found a solution. Let's put that in the systems pile. The great thing is with franchises, those are pretty much set up ready. Like, you have most franchises, if it's a big one, you're required sometimes to hire general managers with experience already. You have a pool of talent that you can choose, right? So when you start your own business, it's all you. It's literally all you. If you don't have the money to pay a general manager, pay this, pay that, pay this salary, pay that salary, it's all you. If you are not prepared, if you are not educated enough, to manage these issues, because like I said before, my family's gone through it, my parents have gone through it. That's why we butt heads a lot on our principles of managing. You know nothing of, let's say you're not prepared. You might have been a cook all your life, but you don't know how to manage people. It happens, right? You could have been a great welder all your life. You want to get into a welding company, or you want to start your own welding company, but you suck at managing people and managing customers. So what do? You got to try certain things, or put someone in front of that situation to help market for you and build that system out. As in, Gil, I am the talent behind the welding part. And then if you're not good at dealing with the customer, hiring someone who is, that will be the talent behind, or the driving force behind creating the sales. You don't have sales, there's no point of you being a welder or whatever thing is, because you're going to be broke. So the bad thing is that I'm ranting a little bit here, but the bad thing is that the consistency, the metrics, the systems of a particular business that you're going into. So here's my tips, or here's my tips or hacks that I've done in my life and my time to mitigate a lot of these things, right? I pretty much watch big companies, watch their troubleshooting methods, their methods of management, as well as the experience that I've had over the years dealing with people, dealing with companies. I take all of that and I take the good parts of that, right? This is when you're starting your own business. I take all of those things and just put it in like a good folder and the bad folder. The bad folder I throw away. The good folder, I start listing all the things that I need to do, I want to do in the business that I want to start. Then I start implementing these systems. Now, things, because sometimes you are not privy to seeing the full, like, the full experience of issues happening in each one of these big companies. You're going to face it yourself, and you're not going to have no help from time to time unless you have a couple of friends who own businesses that can help you and stuff like that, and network and guidance and stuff like that, or mentor and stuff like that. If you don't have that, you're going to be faced with that on your own. Now, like, I try my best to prepare as much as possible. I try to see the benefits of both sides, and then if that solution worked for that particular issue, I then start putting that or adding that into the folder of the good. And then from there, I pretty much, like everyone does, every smart person does, they build on those interactions, they build on those instances, those nuances, and that becomes their way of conducting business, of doing their thing. I just hope you have good stuff in that folder, because if you don't, you're gonna go through a lot of trouble, right? Like, I saw a discussion on scalability of business. So, it's a very different lifestyle from 1 to 10, and from 10 and going on, 10 to 20. I'm talking about like thousands, 100,000, or it can be millions, right? So there's different systems that need to be in place for every, like, bracket of, like, scalability and stuff like that. The good thing about franchises is they pretty much, to a degree, have it locked down because they have replicated that system over and over again. I'm sorry I keep mentioning systems, because that is pretty much the consistency of all these systems, is pretty much what is locking down their success, because they're literally looking at the efficiencies and inefficiencies of the particular business. Okay, so I'm going to end the video. Those are pretty much my pros and cons, my thoughts, opinions on should you open up a franchise. It's really up to you at the end of the day. It depends on your threshold. It depends on your appetite. It depends on your tolerance of stress, pretty much. Comment down below what you guys think. And the question of the day is, if you had 20 million pesos, what would you do? Would you start a franchise, or would you start your own business? How would you invest that money to constantly keep it growing? Thank you. Take care, and God bless wherever you are. Bye. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. How do you win this money? Very simple. I am going to go to this website. It's going to be called Random Comment Generator. The main thing is you can do as many entries as you want. As many entries as you want on this video. You can submit as many entries as you want. You have 1, 2, 3 requirements. I'm going to run this until right around Christmas, so at least there's a lot of people commenting. You can comment as much as you want. So 1, like the video. 2, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And 3, comment down below. Submit as many comments as you want, one by one. Video ideas you want me, or video topics you want me to cover. That's it. See you in sometime before Christmas. You'll see me. I'll do more videos, but pertaining to announcing the winner. Good luck to everyone, and take care. Bye.